Hey, everybody. Welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. And I'm here with the usual suspects, Juan.
Hello.
And
Listen, no, fuck you.
And Jay.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
And I'm Sean. And this is our theme music.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 7, Episode 6. As a reminder, please find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube as INCYCSHOW. And you can email us at that same handle at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. If you want to help us grow, please make sure to review and rate us on whatever you listen to the podcast on. But iTunes helps tremendously. So take time, stop the podcast right now, review us. Joe, please leave a 1-star review for Juan. I appreciate it. Thank you. And it'll help us find more folks like you. So once again, guys, find us on all the socials and let's go ahead and get started. Juan, you doing okay over there, man?
Yeah.
Thanks. You know how to keep the conversation going, man. Absolutely.
No. You have berated me with that Eeyore shit way too many times. It's not funny anymore.
Well, there were times when you would just go, hey.
And maybe that's how I want to say it.
Hey.
I don't want to be interrupted by saying hello. Fuck you.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Juan. I will never play that.
No, see, the fact that I could see your fucking ugly mug on camera do the eyebrow and like the roll of the eye pisses me off.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, dude. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but just like Jay said, you were making that sound before we got that sound. I just found something that would help us make it interesting.
I mean, it makes fun of him really well, and it's funny.
But Juan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel so bad about it. But you know what? It'll be okay. How about you, Jay? You doing all right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Juan.
Well, anyway, moving on. So
I think I'm going to pass a kidney stone again.
Well,
you're going to pass a kidney stone
on purpose? You're just going to give yourself kidney stones and then pass it just so you can.
And then
I'm feeling discomfort and pain in my stomach.
Oh shit.
Or back area.
Oh, you might have a kidney stone.
Did you take a dick recently? You're holding your breath, it sounds like. Are you taking one now?
Sean, kidney stones are no joke.
I've never had a kidney stone.
That's a very serious medical condition. And the only way it's going to come out is through his pee-pee.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you're okay. Do you need us to stop the podcast and take you to the hospital?
No.
Well, I'm sorry, Juan. I feel like this turned into, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Because you don't sound okay. You sound like you need more help than I think.
I am perfectly fine. I'm just done with the Eeyore shit. Let's go. Let's start.
Sure.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Sean.
Yes, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Juan, I'm sorry that you're upset about the Eeyore stuff. I have a variety of other noises to make if you'd like.
I'm sure you do. Which one is it? The Blue Crush one?
What's the Blue Crush?
The Blue Lagoon? It could be.
That one. It
could be the Blue Lagoon. You don't like the Blue Lagoon episode?
Blue Crush? That's a surf movie, right?
It is a surf movie. But Juan, I'll give you a break and we can talk about some devastating news for Hollywood. As you guys just informed me that Christy Alley
they come in threes, man.
Yeah, you know what? We just talked about Kevin Conroy and oh my God, the
Tommy.
Jason David Frank.
David Frank.
Yeah, the Green
For someone
Ranger.
that you were devastated about 2 weeks ago, you just forgot his fucking name.
God, you're right. It should have come immediately to mind, but yes, it did. it does come in threes. Kirstie Alley. Now, you guys are the one who keyed me in on it. So do you guys have any info? Like, you guys know if she?
Yeah, short battle with cancer. Don't know what type of cancer.
No, that's insane. Now, I mean, if you listening to the show,
71 years old.
Yeah, but she's of Cheers fame, of Look Who's Talking. I think she was doing Jenny Craig for a very long time as a spokesperson.
Yeah,
right?
she did Jenny Craig. I think she had a small relapse, so they kicked her off of it, and then she lost again weight on Jenny Craig, and they brought her back as a spokesperson. And then I think she had a talk show as well.
I don't know. I mean, she had the Veronica's Closet on NBC. That was a sitcom that she was starring in. I loved Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, she was great on Cheers.
Yeah, I loved back in the 80s. She was really big. She was in one of the Star Trek movies. I think she played a Vulcan. And yeah, she's just been in a bunch of things. I think she was on The Price is Right before her, or The Dating Game. Before she started acting in movies, she was on either The Dating Game or The Price is Right.
It's funny because I know Kirstie Alley. Like, I was introduced to her as Mikey's mom from
Look Who's Talking.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, and I've never.
You want to hear something funny?
I hope so. Well, it depends on how funny it is.
You guys are gonna make fun of me, and I shouldn't share this shit because I know you guys are gonna make fun of me. But when I was a kid and I saw Look Who's Talking, I thought people got pregnant or had babies by kissing. Because if you remember...
Well, I mean, that's how it starts.
Yeah, if you remember that scene, if you're a kid, it doesn't make fucking sense. Like, you see Kirstie Alley and John Travolta start fucking kissing. And
no, it wasn't John Travolta. It was George Segal.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. All I remember is fucking them kissing, and then they cut away to the next scene, and it's
a wave of sperm.
Yeah, talking and going into the egg. Yeah. So I was confused. I didn't know what that thing was, the floating thing. So I always thought it was like the saliva. I was a kid. When did it come out? 80 what?
80 something. I don't know. 86.
Yeah. So I was anywhere from 0 to 10.
So how surprised were you when you realized you don't just kiss and a wave of like fucking, I don't know, sperm just goes to fertilize an egg while having a full blown conversation?
I think when he shook his dick that first time and then the sperm came out of there and then
Wait, you're telling me that's not pee?
No. If you shake it more than once, shake it more than twice, I think that's the saying.
I always thought that the pee was white because I needed more water.
That is a very interesting way to think about your hydration, Juan. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if someone told you that.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah. I didn't realize that she was, I mean, you know what? There was a time where, like you said, Juan, she had gained a lot of weight and then she lost the weight and then she gained the weight again. So like, I knew that she had kind of a battle, and I feel like she struggled for a long time to kind of keep up with the social zeitgeist of like what the ideal woman is supposed to look like. She always struck me as someone who was very kind of true to herself, like despite what was going on in the media. And I didn't follow her all that closely on social media or anything like that. But anytime like she came out, she always seemed like she was very kind of like true to herself. Is that something that you guys also had gleaned from her interviews and stuff like that?
I as a kid, I had the biggest crush on Kirstie Alley and anything that she did. And then, over the years, she got older and she got bigger. I was like, she still looks good. Like, I don't know. It's like, I like her, whether she was like big or small. Like, I don't know. It's like that type of woman.
She had a good personality. I liked her a lot.
I mean, I like the roles that she played in. I always thought that she was very likable.
Wasn't she essentially the other unnamed bartender on Cheers? Like,
no. She replaced Shelley Long, or was it Shelley Long or Shelley Duvall, as the love interest for Ted Danson in Cheers. Yeah.
Man, she did so much stuff I didn't realize that she was in.
Wasn't she in a movie with Tim Allen, the in-law? No, wait.
Probably. I mean, she was able to play those roles, you know.
Was she a stand-up comedian, Jay, or
No. She was just an act. She was just an actress.
Yeah, she just did a lot of stuff. And I feel like, this is one of those things. She's one of those actresses that like you don't hear from like for a very long time. Cause I can't think of the last time she was in something that was on TV. And then like this is just devastating news because you just assumed that she was doing fine. Like everything was all good. And you said she was battling cancer or something like that, Juan. But I mean, and it
short time apparently, but I didn't read the article. Like, I was scrolling the newsfeed on Facebook and it came up, and the first thing I go, this has to be a hoax.
Yeah, you would think, man, but it is, but that's just crazy. Now, how did this get released? Was it like through TMZ or was it like?
It's all over the place, man. Just Google Christy Alley and it comes up.
Was she in Scientology? I'm on her IMDb page.
Yeah,
now.
she was one of the well-known Scientologists,
and she wasn't in Battlefield Earth. Missed opportunity.
No.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, man. Well, it's just sad. So I guess, is this, and the thing is, I think there's been a few other people who have passed, but I think of like celebrity status that at least the three of us would know. It has been Jason David Frank. It has been, I want to call him Norrin Conrad, but that's not his name. Kevin Conway, Kevin Conroy. I warned myself. And Christy Alley. Those are our three.
Hey, speaking of the Green Ranger, did you guys see about the idiots that have their own podcast / video podcast, and they got slammed for making fun of suicide?
No.
Wait, who?
Yeah, who?
No. So these two Pacific Islander Asian descent people have a podcast that they always show like clips on like TikTok or social media of them talking or saying weird theories on shows and shit like that. And they bring up the fact that the Green Ranger committed suicide. And one of the guys decides to make a joke of, yeah, I guess he morphed too hard.
Oh, so sweet fucking Jesus.
Yeah. Like maybe on the same day or within days of him, which is a popular term now, unaliving himself.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, people call committing suicide or killing yourself unaliving yourself.
Yeah, they do that because
I didn't know.
They do that because the YouTube algorithm will demonetize you when you say the R word, when you say suicide, and when you say like a variety of other things. Like when for the longest time during the pandemic, if you had a YouTube video with the word COVID or coronavirus in it, they would demonetize you. So a lot of creators were trying to find ways around that. Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, so rest in peace, Christy Alley. The next thing I want to talk to you about, have you guys been to San Francisco recently?
No, man.
Not recently.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but the crime in San Francisco is actually really, really high. Like they have an alarming number of cars that are broken into because they're just stealing stuff out of their, like out of people's cars. Like they will break windows broad daylight. Like they don't give two shits. And to the point where like people leave their windows open so that if people can rummage through, they don't leave anything in the car.
And they don't break that window.
Yeah, they don't break that window.
How sad is that how sad of a commentary is that of the society that you would rather just leave your window open so they don't break it and you have to spend money in trying to get it replaced so they can rummage through your shit. Obviously, if you're doing that, you're not leaving anything valuable, but that is a sad point in life, man.
Well, I mean,
I've had my car broken into. They broke my window. I wish I left the window open.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, like if you know you're gonna be like if you know someone's gonna go through your car, even if the window's closed, like it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter. Like the door is just as a construct to keep people out, but it won't keep them out indefinitely.
They can steal my ketchup packets and napkins.
yeah. If anything, they can probably clean my car up a little bit before they walk away.
But don't break my window. Don't break my window.
It costs money. Depending
which window they're replacing. Because I was surprised that the side windows are not as expensive as a windshield or the back window.
Yeah. But the reason why I bring up San Francisco and their crime is because they're gonna have robots to use lethal force. Did you guys see the article I put in the show notes?
Yes, I did.
I did not.
You didn't read my show notes?
Nobody
I'm sorry,
does, Sean.
I didn't have time. But I'd love to hear this RoboCop in San Francisco story.
I know. So
first
here's
off,
the thing.
The way you led into it is very misleading. I thought they were going to make like a half-breed human.
Dude, well, I should tell you that's how the article was sent to me. It's like, dude, they're going to have RoboCop in San Francisco.
Like when I read it, I'm like, this is like right up our alley, especially with the boys. Like they love freaking RoboCop. I didn't realize that it was that.
Well, yeah. So the San Francisco Board of Supervisors voted 8-3 on Tuesday night about the policy regarding robots. Now they have these robots, and they are only deployed by like the SWAT team to defuse bombs and stuff like that. But what they are asking for is to deploy these robots and allow them to use lethal force only as like a last resort measure. And essentially, like this is like a military level tech that they are asking for on the streets of San Francisco. And again, they're saying under extraordinary circumstances where there is virtually an unimaginable emergency where they've either lost life, there was potential, like a high potential of losing life, or officers are in danger. And so like they're asking for this because, and not that anything has triggered it other than the fact that like crime in San Francisco is really, really high. They're just trying to do what they can to combat it and really kind of get ahead of like of anything that may happen and have something in their back pocket. And they're really kind of go ahead, Juan.
Have you seen these robots? Because they make it seem like these fucking futuristic humanoid fucking robots that are going to be fucking twirling guns and shooting people and taking names. But then they compare it to the fucking bomb diffusing guns that look clunky as fuck, are on 4 wheels, and are built to survive a blast, or allegedly built to survive a blast. So have you seen this? Is this like the little stupid Toyota robot that like walks and then tumbles, or?
Yeah, do they look like the short circuit robots?
Yeah, I wish. I wish.
Fucking Sean would move to San Francisco so quick.
I would go to San Francisco and I would cause a disturbance just so I'm like, the only thing that will stop me is bringing out these robots.
Wouldn't it be cool if they programmed like sayings?
Hey, laser lips, put the gun down.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah. You have 5 seconds to comply. I buy that for $1.
And then plays Dead or Alive.
Drop it, creep.
Yeah. There will be trouble. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I just thought it was fucking insane that so the other thing you also need to know is that, yes, Juan, so these are like these little machines, little robots, they're on like 4 wheels, and they will either be leashed by like an officer or controlled remotely. Controlled remotely by a trained officer that is either a deputy level or higher. And they can only be used with express permission from the police chief, or no, I can't remember what.
No, they just said 2 high-ranking officials in the PD department. So what people need to understand, this shit is not a Terminator. It is not an autonomous fucking robot that's going to be activated and then go into the field, scan the scenario, and identify people with guns and then just drop them dead, whether they're officers or bad hombres. They're still being controlled by another human.
Yeah, they're still being controlled by another. There's some guy who's like treating it like Call of Duty somewhere, and that's probably insensitive of me to say, but the thing is that it's just. But I just think it's crazy that like they have approved it, so they have another vote coming up, and they assume that vote will pass, and if that passes, it really kind of has larger implications for what will happen across the country, because if they want to use lethal force robots in San Francisco, why not use lethal force robots in LA or everywhere? Or have them patrol, high crime areas, right? So like, you got these police who are probably harassing people and having brutality
Now they're going to have a robot to help them with.
Yeah. It's like, so who knows what this means for patrolling of the streets of just America in general. But I thought it was very interesting. And why does
it need 2 fucking high level rankings to approve it if it's still going to be controlled by another human?
Well, that is because it is specifically because they're saying they're only going to bring this out in like unimaginable emergencies, right? So
a riot,
some sort of, and they use this example of a mass shooting, right? So like they want to be able to send someone who is not a live officer in there to disarm or kill this person if they need to in order to get the loss of life to stop. So that's why.
And I'm probably asking the wrong person here, or I am asking the wrong person. The whole purpose in a mass shooting of sending an officer in there is to try to do it as quick as possible. Correct?
I honestly don't know. But
because I am thinking if you send Cyber 1 into the area, the reaction time is not going to be the same. Yes, the life of the officer, and I'm not diminishing life at any point, the life of the officer will be a lot more protected. But in that time frame, when they say in Cyber 1 or T1 into the scenario, the mass shooter could have unalived more victims, correct?
Sure. But I mean, there's arguments to be made that by sending in more officers, you put more life at risk, right? So there's lots of innocent people who are being injured or killed. And
by ricochet bullets or misfires or friendly fire. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I completely get that.
Yeah, but the purpose of this robot in that situation is to go in there and kill the active shooter and not apprehend him and take him to trial.
No. Yeah.
How is that right?
In all honesty, even when
in all honesty.
So the whole purpose of sending in live officers into this scenario is to stop the unnecessary killing of innocent people. It is not to bring them into custody for a trial. I think whether it's done...
He's committing a crime. I don't think it's right. I mean, yeah, like it's a dangerous situation.
Yes. And at this point, the officer's job is to protect the innocent.
Yes.
At all costs.
They're supposed to diffuse the situation.
Really? You're telling me they're supposed to diffuse a situation when they have fucking snipers with their guns pointed at their head?
I think to Jay's point,
that's not diffusing. It's essentially stopping the situation.
Yeah, but they're sending this robot to go in there and be an executioner
and stop unnecessary killing of innocents.
Well, and I think that's the point of having 2 people be able to decide whether or not they're even going to use this thing. Because I think, to your point, Juan, when they go, I'm sending in this robot, I think the idea is that I'm sending this robot in to end this. Like, because they tried all the other means of diffusing. But to Jay's point,
the same can be said. The same could be said about the SWAT team.
Well, again, their first order of business is to protect people and then diffuse the situation. If the person can't be if they refuse to be subdued or refuse to stop, then they have no choice but to use deadly force. But they are only using that force as a last resort. Like, if an officer fires his gun, then that bullet needs to be accounted for, because he could very well miss that person and hit an innocent bystander, right?
Yeah, and what if this robot, there's room for error. What if this robot kills the wrong person? Who's at fault?
Yeah, and what if the person who's operating that robot was off duty because of overtime and shit, and he was drinking at a bar before he called them in? Who's to say that he's going to be unimpaired?
Well, no. Well, fuck you. No. Here's the thing. I'm assuming there's going to be fucking safety nets in place, kind of like in surgery. Same thing with fucking doctors, same thing with fucking officers. If they get called in and their judgment is impaired, I guarantee that there is some sort of fucking guideline that they are not supposed to go into duty with an impaired judgment. So with that being said, I think there's going to be some safety guidelines, but
you make it sound like we live in a perfect world where everyone follows
and we don't. But the thing is, the same exact accidental shooting can happen with a SWAT team member. Just because it's a robot doesn't make it any different, especially since it's being controlled by another human being. So with that said, if it was a robot that was autonomous and had the algorithm to depict innocent versus hostile individuals, I would say yes. We need to have separate levels, but because it is another human, I don't see it as a different option. I see it as another level of a body armor for the person operating it. I mean, doesn't military already utilize fucking robotics? Don't they have drones?
They do. They have drones that they use to survey different situations. They have drones they use to investigate things ahead of sending people in. But the fact
don't they use drones to drop?
Oh, bombs? you mean like the military, like the big military drones?
Yeah, but the collateral damage that comes with a lot of these drones, it's a lot.
Yeah, you know? like those people are pulling the trigger from miles away and killing who knows how many people, innocent or not. You know what I mean? So, like, in this scenario, Juan, this little robot is designed as, I think, the way that they can stop the loss of more life. You know, who's to say that? I mean, it sounds like they kind of go, well, I'll probably send this guy in if I've already lost the person and I don't want to lose any more because I can't get the situation under control any other way, right? Like, because these situations spin out of control very, very quickly. And you're right, Juan, by waiting to send this thing in, it may cost more life, but you know, what's the alternative? You know, like send people in like lemmings, because that would be horrible.
I think the last mass shooting that we had really gave light to it.
Right, that's the one with the mom who went in and like saved her kids and got out. Yeah, and
yes,
I think
and that's the one where the police officers hesitated to go in because
they're humans, dude.
They're humans, but they also got criticism from civilians, other police officers. They had training, they had gear, they had equipment, stuff that these children didn't have. Now, adding another level of protection for the people pledging their lives to protect us, I say I'm good for it. Now, if this was a T-800, I say, yeah, let's bring in the Deathman switch. Let's bring in the keys. Let's turn them in at the same, insert them at the same time, turn them at the same time, and press the red button once everybody approves. But because somebody is controlling it, I'm assuming it's going to be one of the same people that instead of protecting, instead of going out there, they're going to use this tool they have available to them. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying stop the other efforts until the fucking robot gets there, because and again, I could sit here behind a fucking microphone, oh, brave willy-nilly, because I've never put my life in the line for that shit. But again, being a law enforcement officer sucks because you're under a microscope. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
True.
But I
don't know, and I just think that, you know, and when you hyperbolize it by saying T9000, I mean, I personally, I wouldn't want a machine, and I don't know about how you guys feel. I wouldn't want like and here's the thing, I'm all for like, you know, the technology takeover, but I wouldn't want artificial intelligence or an algorithm because to decide whether or not I am prepared to give up, because they only know black and white, only yes or no. You remember, and maybe it's because I've been scarred by RoboCop. Remember that scene in RoboCop where Ed 209 was like, put your weapon down. You have 5 seconds to comply. And he threw down his weapon, but he still got shot to hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's my fear. So I would never in a million years want to give that singularly over to like a machine. However, a human behind the wheel, just trying to stay safe. I can get behind that. Anyway, on to lighter topics. So
fuck, how do you move on from that?
Well, like this. How big of a dick are
the
you?
robot. Very much so. Thank you very much.
It's true. And you know how I know that you're a huge dick, Juan, because I was looking at these rules, these unwritten societal rules, right? And
this is what it's turning. No, this is what it's turning into, right? You're gonna go through the fucking list while you and Jay decide what I do or don't do, right? I should have fucking seen this. Oh fuck!
I didn't even see the list.
He didn't even see the list. But here's the thing, Juan. Number 11.
Yeah, but if you have the ringmaster guiding the circus monkeys,
what the hell are you talking about? What is
just fucking do it.
Anyway, but number 11 is literally never interrupt people while talking. But that's an unwritten societal rule. So anyway, I was actually talking to Gauntlet Master General Ozzy about these different societal rules that we all seem to follow, and we get really mad at people if they don't follow them. One of them is like choosing a side that the escalator is designed for walking.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that shit. Fuck them with a baseball bat. No escalator is designed for them to be walked on. That's why you have stairs. If you are in a fucking hurry, do not push past people on an escalator. Take the fucking stairs and do not grunt or fucking huff and give dirty looks when people are not moving away, because fucking escalator rules say hold on to both handrails and stand in the middle of the step.
Fuck you very much. Hold on to both handrails. Jay, do you step to the side on the escalator, or do you like stand in the middle?
I step to the side.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going to be honest. I know I'm not supposed to, but I put my shoes on those little brushes, and I feel like I'm getting a little shoe cleaning. How about you guys?
Me too.
Those brushes are there to prevent fucking foot entrapments.
I believe Juan, I know just as well as you know, and I know Jay knows what those brushes are for, but it doesn't prevent me being 5 years old and going, I'm getting my shoes clean. It just doesn't.
I'm not going to lie. I do it too. Fuck you.
Yeah, man.
But I do hate people that push past the fucking escalator.
Yeah. So I'm just curious.
Same thing with the fucking elevator, since I had a slip there. People that do not allow people to exit a fucking elevator and push past the people exiting pisses me off.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking rude, man.
What if the elevator's full?
No, people are exiting. Let them fucking exit. You will load onto a fucking elevator a lot faster if you let people exit. Now, the other reason people are fucking rushing into fucking elevators is because people are rude and don't have common sense to go, hey, Jay arrived before I did, then Sean, I'll go in after them. No, we all have to get in there because it's going to fucking fill up like sardines.
Well, yeah, that's how elevators work.
I'm not going to be late because the motherfuckers wouldn't make room. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. Yeah, but Juan, talking about the elevator, I don't know if there's any other like unspoken rules, and one of the funniest ones is, and I think it only applies to males, because I don't think this is a female specific problem, but one of them is always leave an open stall. Like if you go in a restroom, and you got to go to the bathroom, if there's two
open
guys,
stall or urinal?
A urinal.
Yeah, a urinal.
Yeah. Are you guys going to leave a gap, or are you going to go in between two other guys peeing?
Fuck it. If I have to go, I have to go.
I leave a gap.
What if it's a packed fucking restroom? What if there's a line out of the door, man?
I wait for the toilet.
No, at that point, you just take whatever fucking urinal is empty and you just look at the wall. Don't try to peek over. Don't look around. Just
who does that shit?
Yes, who does that? Are you?
Okay,
wait, what if look at the fucking wall?
Okay, what if there was just one guy peeing at a urinal? Would you go to the urinal right next to him?
No, I get fucking pissed off when they do that shit to me. If it's not a busy if it's not a busy restroom, fucking, and there's 6 urinals, you fucking bookend that shit. You don't fucking.
That's the point. That's the point.
No. There's 2 fucking scenarios here. Scenario number 1. It's a free willy-nilly bathroom. There's no line. Scenario number 2. You are at a fucking ball game, and it is fucking the 7th inning stretch. Look at me using sports analogies or examples. And you go to the bathroom. The line's out the door. It looks like a busy restroom. Yeah, are you really going to have this fucking social construct of give a gap between each other? No. You gotta go.
That's a different situation. That doesn't apply to the societal norms. Where if it's an empty restroom and there's one person peeing at a urinal, you don't.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
You don't take the urinal right next to him.
No, I agree on that one.
Yeah. You just So what are you?
But I don't agree on the busy.
I have a larger question to ask. Why did that become a thing? Like, why is it just like, I'm not gonna go pee next to that guy? Like, what's the why is that?
Splashback.
What are you like peeing like a fire hose? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes. Oh, come on, dude. Let's face it. No matter what kind of urinal you go to, there's going to be some splashback. That's why the only fucking fancy restroom I've gone to at the Bellagio in Vegas, I was impressed because they had these mats and they advertised it as such as anti-splashlight urinal covers. And you can pee in any way or shape or form, and there wouldn't be splashback.
Is that your biggest issue, that you kept getting pee splashed on you by somebody?
Your own pee.
Dude, have you ever wore fucking sandals in a public restroom?
I don't wear sandals, Juan.
I try not to.
Yeah, I don't wear sandals, Juan.
No, me neither.
But yeah, I'm just curious where like that one comes from, only because it's just, I think it's like, it's definitely an unspoken one. I think just every guy knows that you just don't go pee next to the guy next to you.
Well, yeah, I want my privacy, and I'm sure the other person wants their privacy. So we go our separate urinals.
What about the retro bathrooms that don't have urinals and still have a fucking trough?
I leave.
just turn right around and don't go.
You walk into the restroom going, nope.
Guess I'm holding until I get home, or you wait for the stall.
Yeah, I say fuck that.
Yeah, no.
What about like talking between stalls? Like you're in there, you gotta go.
Unless you run out of fucking toilet paper, you don't talk while you're in the bathroom. And if you're not alone in the fucking bathroom, don't play your phone at full volume. I hate that shit.
How do you know? Do you shit with the door open? Like what?
No. Like when you're taking like, first off, you know how meticulous I am about my bowel movements. I only go to certain restrooms that I know of. How many times have you been to a theme park with me, and I can tell you which one the cleanest restroom is based on the time and the location.
That's
so
true.
with that being said, when it comes to fucking talking, the only time I've talked to is to be a dick and make the person I'm talking to feel uncomfortable and get a laugh out of the person walking into the uncomfortable situation into that bathroom. And I'm sure I've done that to Jay, and I'm sure I've done that to Sean.
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem?
Seriously, what's wrong with you?
I'm a dick. What can I say?
Well, yeah, you're a menace to society, my friend. So, you know,
while drinking juice in the hood.
If you can name 3 characters, if you can name 3 characters from that movie, then I'll allow you to use that. Marlon
Wayans, Sean Wayans,
not the actors, the characters.
Fuck if I know.
Okay, well then you're not allowed to use that. So yeah, what about what
Crazy
about,
Ice?
What about holding open the door for people in public? Like,
still do it.
Well, yeah, but how many people is it good for? You know what I mean? Like, you ever go in a line of people? Like, what is that? You wait to the end of the line?
No. You wait until somebody else takes the door and says thank you, and then that's your sign to peace out, motherfucker.
So you would hold the line?
I have done it for an entire family, and in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, so I'm just waiting for somebody to take the door from me. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I'm your doorman.
So you would hold the door for like 150 people, and if none of them had said thank you and took the door from you, you would just stay there?
I am OCD about certain things, and that's one of them. So more than likely, come on, Sean, you know that shit.
I mean, I'd hold it open for a couple people, and then I would go, all right, I'm done, and then I would leave.
Yeah, I think I probably got like 2 or 3 people in there. If there's a group of people, then I look at the person coming next, and then I'm like, all right, well, it's yours now, and then I'd walk away because I'm not gonna stand there for like a whole bunch of people. Like I think a couple of people is polite.
I would throw in, oh, excuse me, and then I would walk inside.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I gotta go. Like my party's waiting for me over there. You know,
I would hold it until somebody gives me a tip, and I go, "Oh, fucking assholes!
What a dick!"
I'll give you the tip.
I'll do in one of those trough urinals. That's what I'll give you. As fucking Juan's over here peeking at people. That's why. What about like if you ever go out, if you're treating someone to a meal, do you guys order an expensive dish on purpose, or you don't, or do you order an inexpensive dish?
Wait, if you're treating someone to a meal, or
no, sorry, if someone is treating you, do you order like the lobster stuff with the steak because they're treating you, or do you try to?
Depends if I hate the person. No, I'm normally polite and try to order a cheap thing, and then I feel like a douchebag when they order the lobster stuff with tacos.
I mean, I order what I want, but I mean, I try to be sensible.
Now, are you going in there and ordering whatever the fuck you want because you don't know if they're going to pay, or you go in there knowing that they're going to pay and you order whatever the fuck you want?
Well, I mean, they're treating me, so I mean, obviously they're going to pay.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning of this. How do you know when they're going to pay?
They said they were treating you.
No. Okay, they say they're treating you. But if when they say, "Hey, Sean, Jay, let's go grab a bite to eat,"
is when they say, "Hey, player, I'm picking you up," and they kidnap you.
Hey, player.
Yeah, they pick you up and they take you to Not Scary Farm when you still have unsettled tummy.
I'm gonna treat you to a meal.
Hey, girl, can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Ooh,
I don't get that joke.
I know you don't get it.
Ladies, man.
It's from the ladies, man, dude. Don't blame the wang. Anyway,
ooh, it's a lady.
Yeah,
yeah. Is this segment over?
You need to.
I mean, if I were going to treat someone to a meal, I would want them to order what they want.
So like if okay, so to answer your question, Juan, if someone goes, hey, let's go out, my treat. You sit down at the table, like you just order whatever you want. I go,
fuck yeah. I will start looking. I'm going to be honest. The way I was raised, I would start looking for the cheapest options. I wouldn't order the filet mignon stuffed in lobster. I would probably order the beef tacos because it's cheaper. But if they go, no, order whatever the fuck you want, I still wouldn't order the most expensive thing. I may just step it above the beef tacos and go for carne asada or chicken.
I mean, look, if I were going to treat someone to a meal and they didn't order what they wanted, and they purposely ordered something cheaper, that's insulting to me.
But how the fuck would you know that? How would you know that they ordered something cheaper? Unless they're dicks and they go, hey, I didn't think you had that much money, so I went ahead and ordered the soybean tacos.
But I mean, that's what that says to me. That says, well, what
if I do like soybean tacos?
Then you ordered what you wanted. But I think what you're saying is, I said, hey, I'm going to treat you, and you said, oh, I don't think this guy has a lot of money, so I'm going to have the kids' chicken tenders and fries. And you're like, is that all you want? Yeah, it's fine. And then you find out later that you did it because you're just trying to be polite to their budget. I think that's bullshit.
But how would they find out?
They found out through nefarious means.
They would find. No. The fact of the matter is, if you do that, you don't fucking talk about it.
Honestly, if I treated someone to a meal and they ordered like kids' chicken tenders, I wouldn't ever invite them out to a meal. I would make fun of them for ordering that piece of shit meal.
Yeah. So then let me ask you, if someone goes like, let's say, hey, Juan, I'm going to treat you to dinner, and I order the lobster stuff with the steak. Do you order the lobster stuff with the steak because I ordered it?
No, because I don't know how to eat lobster, and I wouldn't want to look like an idiot.
Would you eat a fork with a fork and a knife, Juan? I feel
no. So I'm going to share this story. I used to work for a place where the GM used to take people out from the company on lunches to try to get feedback. He would take them out to Gladstone's, which was a seafood restaurant. And this is before he realized that people were taking advantage of it, and told them, order whatever the fuck you wanted. I remember sitting next to someone and them ordering a fucking lobster. Then they got a bucket with the tools and all the shit, the bib and everything. Then he got the lobster and didn't know how to eat it. But he ordered the lobster because it was the most expensive ass shit ever. And the GM told him, order whatever the fuck you wanted. So in my mind, I go, look at this dumb fuck. Whereas I got the fish and chips. Not because it was the cheapest thing, but because it's what I wanted.
I didn't realize there was a special way to eat tacos.
Well,
what does tacos have to do with it?
Lobster. I apologize. I don't know why the fuck.
No. Well, the guy had never eaten lobster, so he didn't know how to crack the fucking shell open. He didn't know what the tools were. Yeah, like,
and he didn't try to figure it out.
He just got there.
He couldn't figure it out. And I think I remember I go, because I've never eaten lobster that came with the claws and all that shit that you had to fucking take out the meat. I think you have to use that tool to crack it open.
Why would they give him the tools and him not using it?
Yeah, like he couldn't just like use his human
because he didn't
ingenuity.
figure it out.
Well,
please, this motherfucker was far away from human ingenuity.
Well, okay. Well, Juan, as I go through this list some more, it says like one of the things, unwritten rule of society is respect people's political opinions, which you don't tend to do. Never talk without interrupting people. If you tease someone and they don't seem to enjoy it, stop it and never do it again. However, Juan, it's funny when we do it to you. It's funny when we do it to you.
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah, man, you do. When someone shares a photo on their phone, you shouldn't swipe left or right. Now, is that an unspoken rule? Like if someone shows you a photo,
it is, and I learned that the hard way
by being a dick and not a dick.
No. The thing is, I think these individuals, Sean. They were talking about how they had a party and they were showing me pictures, and I go, oh, cool, I want to see. So I didn't think I was going to see anything I shouldn't be seeing by the pictures. And I don't think they did at that point, because they didn't stop me immediately. They were going, oh, that's a great picture, until I got to the last one and I scrolled and it was a topless picture of them. Boy, that was fucking awkward and unnecessary. But also that like made them uncomfortable too. So ever since then, when people show me the picture, I look at the picture and give it back, or I go, hey, can I look through the rest?
Yeah, I mean that's what I do. If they hand me their phone showing me a picture, I'll ask them, hey, can I scroll and see the other pictures, or is just the only picture you want me to see?
Yeah, I think I don't even take people's phone. I don't even take people's phone. They just kind of go, hey, there's a picture. Okay, cool. And then I move on. Like I didn't think it was an unwritten rule. I just thought it was like a norm, like a social norm, but whatever. Then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about before we give, Juan an opportunity and Peter an opportunity to take us off topic is corporal punishment in the home. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in a house where you would be beaten if you did anything out of line or something that you weren't supposed to do. And I know that is a different time and people have had their children taken away for exhibiting this kind of stuff. But I'm curious if you guys think that corporal punishment is necessary in the home. Is it something that we're missing?
It's not. I remember I got spanked as a child. I got hit by my grandmother, and my parents. They would try to discipline me through.
Didn't you get your balls pinched?
Yes, I did. And I mean, look at me. I'm not a better person for it. Like I just learned.
You will never know, because we don't know the Jay that didn't have his balls pinched.
Well, I mean, it's not something that motivated me to do anything better. It just made me afraid that I was going to get hit,
Yeah. So I just, it's funny because I told this story earlier today is that for whatever reason, I think it's because I watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that, he answered the phone and the phone rang and he answers, who this? And I answered my aunt's phone like that. And my aunt was the one who was calling and she goes, you little motherfucker, if you answer my phone like that again, I will beat the black off of you. And my aunt is not someone to be trifled with. So she was absolutely going to do that. But to this day, when I think about answering a phone, I always think about that moment. And I've never answered a phone.
But how many of those threats were just empty threats?
Oh, for my aunt, they were not empty threats. She was the pootie tang of like the house, man. The bell would come off. It wouldn't matter. So, I think to Jay's point, yeah, I just grew up being afraid to get hit. Like I didn't do stuff because I didn't want to get hit. You know what I mean? I don't disagree. I don't agree or disagree with it. I think if you discipline your children, I think whatever role you take to discipline your children is your own business. However, I think there's a very fine line between discipline and like beating defenseless children. Like children shouldn't have bruises on them from the like being spanked. They shouldn't be their punishment. Do you guys think that it was beneficial growing up with it? Do you think that it instilled some sense of respect in you that this generation is missing?
No, I mean, there needed to be some sort of a discipline. I mean, as a child growing up, you need some sort of discipline, but just getting hit and not explaining why you're getting hit.
Well, I mean,
doesn't make any sense.
In most scenarios, I think most people knew why they were getting hit. It's just that like to know, like, to know that like if I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, if I went to the store, my parents or my aunt or my grandma would just, hey, don't ask me for anything, don't look at anything, don't make me look for you because if I have to look for you, that will lead to a beating. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, but I mean the thing that didn't make me afraid wasn't the actual beating. The thing that made me afraid was the threat of being hit,
Yeah.
The threat of being punished, the threat of being spanked, or the threat of being disciplined it weighed more than the actual like beating,
Yeah. So now, now we have a generation of children who grow up with like, who didn't grow up with that, right? Who didn't grow up with the threat of being hit. It was a threat of timeout, just being taken away from the thing you want to do. So do you guys think that the generation of timeout without the heavy weighing threat of like physical violence has altered the way that they view authority?
Yes.
I don't think it's I don't think it's different. Like when you've done something wrong. When you've
very true. Yes.
Yeah, when you've screwed up because your parents would have a tone and they would be very disappointed, and that tone of disappointment is your punishment, really.
Yeah. And what that's assuming that you respect your parents, that you respect that tone, right? But if you've never had a reason to fear getting that tone, like if the punishment is, I don't get
an empty, yeah.
Well, not just an empty threat, but it's, hey, stop doing what you're doing for 5 minutes and go think about what you did.
Yeah.
Like, is that enough for them to respect authority moving forward?
Especially when they have their own room and you send them to their room to do their timeout and all they're doing is playing. So here's the thing. And I think I've said this time and time again in the show. By today's standards, I feel like I was an abused child. My dad was very physical, and I always attributed it to the fact that that's how he was raised. And he beat the shit out of me until he got to an age and realized, oh shit, I can't beat the shit out of them anymore because they can beat the crap out of me. But I got hit with everything. I got hit with the belt to the point where I remember the belt marks on my fucking legs. I think one time I got hit so hard that it left marks on my arm, and you can tell he felt bad. And he was like, if a teacher asks, what are you going to say? And he didn't have to like tell me or direct me to tell me. I was like, I ran into a door. That was the only one time. With that being said, I promised myself that I would never hit my children the way that I got hit. Have I smacked their hands? Yes. Have they gotten spanked? Yes, because they do some outrageous shit that not even timeout handles it. But it's with a conversation and everything, and it's not like spanking them into a bloody bum or a bloody hand on my end. It's like what I would call love taps back then.
Well, I mean, I think I struggle because as I grew up, like I said, like it was a thread of like even like. I
mean, you got picked up and slammed against the wall.
I did.
When you burned down your fucking house.
I did. I didn't burn it down. It was not me. It was not me. It was a lie. Anyway, but yes, but the thing is like, but I don't feel like the thing is that like even that threat, like Jay said, the threat of getting hit for something that they may or may not ever find out about, right, prevented me from doing other stuff. It's like, well, shit, man, if my aunt finds out, she's going to beat the shit out of me, you know?
Were you anything like me where you made a conscious decision? Like I knew when I had company over, when I got the wait until they leave, I made a conscious decision of fuck, I better behave because the moment they leave, I'm going to get my ass beaten, or I'm going to say, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever shenanigans I can.
Because I've already earned the beating.
Yeah, because I've already earned the beating, which 99% of the time I did. Now my kids, they do so much more shit, and I do yell a lot to them. And I've had the therapist be like, "Oh, you shouldn't yell," but sometimes that's the only time they realize that they fucked up. When I yell and they realize, "Oh shit, he's actually mad. Let me stop." But a lot of the time, I would say 70 to 80% of the time, I laugh because half the shit I'm getting pissed off about is shit that I did. And I go, this is what my mom and my grandma and my aunt meant. Wait until you have fucking kids and they put you through it.
So then
I see it in my oldest daughter. I see it in my son, and I see it in the youngest. And the youngest, oh God, she is like putting the other two to the ringer with her terrible twos, man.
So let me ask, do you think that the cycle will start over again? Right? Like,
oh no, because I don't do that. Like I'm a firm believer in timeout, but and taking shit away. But then my wife and I are our own worst. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, your own worst. You don't play well.
Our own worst enemy, because then we feel bad and we give it back immediately.
So you guys ever hear the expression that hard times create hard men? Create hard men create good times create soft men, and weak men create hard times, which then create like hard men.
No, I've never heard that.
But my point is that do you think that this our generation kind of skipping this corporal punishment piece is going to essentially, like, we're stopping this generational trauma for us, but then on to our kids, they're going to try to figure out ways to cope with their kids and then go, I don't know how else to deal with these kids, so I'm just going to beat them.
No. So here's how I do it in my household. It's timeouts, taking away stuff. If they hit another one of their siblings, they get their hand smacked and then go on timeout. And then they get talked to, like if they still don't get it because they think it's funny, they think they're playing. You have to like make it really seem like they're causing harm to somebody, and you talk to them and tell them, well, how would you feel if somebody came and punched you? And sometimes it's hard when you have a 4-year-old that probably has ADHD and doesn't comprehend it, and then you have a 9-year-old that acts like a teenager already, and you have a 2-year-old that is definitely going through the terrible twos. And then when I put them in timeout, my heart breaks with all 3 of them when they start sobbing, and then I feel bad and go, I'm a horrible parent. Come out of timeout. Here's the stuff I took away.
Wow. Sounds like you have to be a little sterner, man. But
yeah, fuck it.
I mean, I don't think discipline in and of itself is enough. You know, like you can spank your kids all day. They're still not going to get it, you know, without any type of guidance.
No, they're not.
And that's it. Yeah, that's the other piece. So, I will say, just to clear my record, that the quote is from this book. It says, "Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." But yeah, to your point, Jay, I think all of the timeouts, all of the taking away stuff, that if it means nothing, if it has no point, no reason, no purpose, no guidance behind it, no overarching message of either self-respect or respect for others, or then I think it's all for naught. So I think that there is opportunity for us to break the generational cycle of trauma, of beating kids, and having conversations to help them comprehend these more complex things that, like, our parents didn't talk to us about because they just beat us first and expected us to get. And then, you know, we wonder why people react like all these ways. I just think it's an opportunity. I just find it very interesting because, you know, that's as I think about like how I was raised, and I would just go, man, it was just a scary time to do anything. Sometimes things that weren't even your fault, you know. And Juan I've told Juan this story. I don't think I've ever told the story outside of like my friend group. But when I was a kid, my little brother set half an apartment building on fire. And the thing is that, like, you know, the apartment building didn't burn down. There was some damage, but afterwards, you know, we were both terrified. And my dad, you know, we got back up to our apartment. And, you know, my dad was pissed. Obviously, he was upset. His kids just started this fire and he just wants to know who the fuck did it. And the fury that my dad was like, he was seething. And my dad goes, which one of you motherfuckers did it? And my little brother and I are standing right there. And without a hesitation, my little brother pointed at me. And my dad grabbed me and he slammed me against the wall. And he was like, you stupid motherfucker, why'd you do that? And, you know, just kind of went on all about it. And, you know, I've held a grudge about that for my little brother forever, because, like, it was him. It was all him. I told him not to do it. He did it anyway. It was a whole fucking thing. Anyway.
My little brother and I took beatings for each other because we knew it would be really bad. I don't remember which instance, but my dad beat the shit out of me until I got to a point of it wasn't even me. And my dad goes, oh, you little motherfucker, turns to my little brother. And then I go, what's the fucking point? Not in those words, it was in Spanish. You already beat the shit out of me. And then he turns over and sees me like sobbing, and then felt bad and didn't do it. And again, I have no true resentment towards my dad about it. But it just led me to believe that that is not the way I want to raise my kids. But I know that sometimes timeouts or taking away stuff doesn't really work. But I'm not going to resort to like the full beating that I got. And the funny thing is, I like to tell my oldest daughter about the stuff that I used to do, and she's like shocked. And I go,
"You're still alive?"
Well, no, she's like shocked. Like, Grandpa did that? I'm like, yeah, but it was a different time, and now you live in this time. And all I ask you is for you to follow the rules, keep your room clean, and listen to mommy and daddy. But like, you know, I didn't do half the shit that she does of keeping her room clean or listening to mommy and daddy, and that's why I got my ass beat.
Juan, you know what's great is that, like, you know, your dad was like kicking your ass all up and down the street. My dad's throwing me against the wall. They probably don't even fucking remember. It's probably just a Tuesday. They were pissed off at us. You know what I mean?
No, the funny thing is they probably don't even remember it themselves on the punishment that they got. Because I think I've shared the story, but I've always like forgave my dad because I had heard stories
of the type of child he was. Like, he would go out and gamble with adults and shit like that. And my grandfather would go find him, pull him out of the the poker table, and then beat the shit out of him. So as one does, and you reminisce when people pass away, I finally had the guts to go, "Hey, Dad, you used to get beat a lot, right?" And he goes, "No, your grandparents never hit me." I go, "Really? You didn't get hit because of this and that?" And it's like, "No, never me." I became furious because I am like, this mother effer. I excused the fact that he beat the crap out of me for misbehaving all these years because I thought that's the only way he knew. And I think my aunt saw my anger, and she pulls me to the side, like, "Don't listen to him. People remember shit differently. My parents beat the shit out of him."
You don't think she's just trying to make you feel better?
No, because I've heard several stories. And that's the same thing. Like, I still have the memories of getting hit, probably in the most extreme scenarios, or probably in the ones that, and this is going to sound weird, brought warmth to my heart, because I remember getting hit to the point that my little old grandmother interfered and got in between this 6 foot tall man and myself to stop getting, so I could stop getting hit with the belt. And I remember that. I remember the love I felt. I also remember
getting beat
times, love. No, the love that I felt for my grandmother, who could barely walk, stepping between my dad, who was 6 foot at the time and very energetic, and this kid that was not the poster child of well behaved, and protecting me. Now, mind you, this old lady also hit me, and I also have the memory of running and hiding behind shit. And the reason I have this memory, not because she tried to beat me, because I thought it was funny of her like a caged tiger trying to reach for me. But I also that's the stuff I remember. And I know that if I did a deep dive, some of the shit, by today's standards, I didn't deserve it. And
you were beat bloody, huh?
By the standards of back then, I'm like, totally deserve that. Yeah, we graffitied walls, we jumped this, we did that. Yeah.
No, my last question before.
I would tell you this, like, my kids will never get the belt. My kids will get all the timeouts, will get stuff given away, thrown away. But they'll never get hit the way I did.
So last question before we move on is that, Jay, do you think that Gen Z and Gen Alpha will think of some new bizarre form of discipline for their children? And what do you think it'll be if it's not like timeouts or taking shit away?
I don't know. I think it'll deal with some type of like social media thing.
It's like, I'm going to expose
let's embarrass them on social media.
Yeah, I mean, they'll make a TikTok of the things that their kids are doing, and then they'll have that embarrassment for the rest of their lives, and these kids will grow up with more emotional trauma than physical trauma.
Yeah. That's so you think Gen Z and Gen Alpha are just going to have so much more emotional trauma that they don't know how to repress because it wasn't beat down?
Look, I've repressed all my physical and emotional trauma throughout the years, so I think it's the same. It's exactly the same. They're going to go through the same like physical and emotional trauma that everyone else has done. It's just going to be in a different form.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
The thing that I feel is, like, back then I didn't care about bullying because I'm like, the shit that I got at home was a lot worse. Nowadays, I am more scared of somebody bullying one of my fucking kids. And then I go, how the fuck am I going to protect them? Because if I go and defend my kids from a bully, then I'm a bully and it's illegal.
No, that makes you a superhero. That's what they do. They see someone getting bullied and they intervene.
Well, I mean, I think about that for my nieces and nephews, like I don't want them to be in a situation where they're being bullied, but I would like them to be prepared for that situation, where they're able to handle themselves in a way that it doesn't involve violence, and they can kind of use their...
Yeah, but nowadays they can't even talk smack, dude.
Because they don't know how.
No, but even when you like...
try to coach them to talk smack, and I'm not the best smack talker, we know. I'm not gonna say that. That's rude.
Well, I mean, it's not about giving them lines to say. It's just being able to handle things and picking and choosing the things that are going to hurt your feelings.
True. And that's what I try to explain to my oldest when people are mean. I go, doesn't matter. And I think I finally got them to be to the point where it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm going to come back to a loving home, or I'm going to find a different friend. At that point, yeah, I was angry and I was upset, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme. And I've said it maybe a couple times, and I'm glad to say that it's finally like set in. But you never know with kids, because I feel like nowadays a lot of kids are trying to please their peers. And I think when we were growing up, we had a lot of the fuck them mentality.
Well,
No.
I think it's the same. The difference is that the stage is just larger and more open for people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember going to like junior high school and elementary and wanting to have friends and wanting to be accepted.
Yeah.
And then there are times when I wasn't accepted and I didn't know how to handle it.
I think you're right now that I think about it, because I don't think I got to the stage of fuck them until I got a lot older, because now I realize that some of the shit that I got booty tickled about when I was younger, or even when I was slightly older before my family, it doesn't matter. Now,
sound like you were molested.
No, I mean, come on. I remember when I was starting off in not even a supervisory role, but in a lead, I was very much afraid of making decisions that were going to be unpopular, even though they were the right decisions. And then somebody pulled me aside and goes, "Let me ask you a question. Do they pay your fucking rent?" And I go, "No." Are your bosses happy with you? And I go, "Yeah, you're one of them, and you're talking to me." He's like, "Yeah, we're happy. So what does it fucking matter? You're doing the right thing. Just keep on doing it." And that's how I led my life. As long as I continue to do the right thing, it's not going to make everybody happy, but it doesn't matter. But now that I'm a family man, I've taken it to another degree. Like, I really don't honestly care or lose sleep if people like me or dislike me, as long as I come home and I have a wife and 3 kids and tons of fucking petting zoo animals that love me.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about your kids.
Yeah.
We're talking about the next generation. How are they going to handle the type of social pressures?
And that's what scares me, because I will tell you this: all 3 kids are very coddled by me and their mother, and I realize at some point I'm going to have to let them get hurt by a bully. I'm going to have to let them get in their first fight. But right now, Papa Bear is going to be there, and I'm the first one to go talking to. I laugh because I never thought I would be this type of person, but I hear something didn't get handled well in school. I'm the first one messaging the teacher going, "WTF, I don't think this was handled accordingly. What do we do?"
All right, Juan, before we get into the gauntlet, it is that time.
Before we get into the gauntlet, fucking repeating.
Yeah, I always repeat, Juan. That's how this works. Before we get into the gauntlet, do you know what time it is?
I'm guessing it's the time to piss me off. And since we don't do what grinds my gears, I'm guessing it's another.
We have never done grinding your gears ever.
A moment with Juan Sense or whatever.
Yeah, we stopped that stupid thing. But we are going to have Piz back. Peter is back to berate you again with more things. Peter, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back.
Hey, look at this guy. He sounds great. He sounds like he cares about the podcast. Juan, do you? How come you can't sound like you care?
I do care.
Sean, I stopped caring at season 3.
Isn't the plan to replace you at episode 100? That's just to recast you and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. I can't wait for the robot to replace me.
Well,
robots will take over the world. Cyberdyne.
If you say so, Juan. If you say so. But with that said, Peter, welcome. I'll play you in and let Juan have it. And now it's time for It Does Not Compute with Juan Intelligence and Peter Intelligence. Piz and Jizz.
Hey, before you start, why Juan and Peter? Again, I mentioned this last episode. Everybody chimes in this fucking segment. Just call it pissing Juan off with the rest of the team. Or
wait. Say that again. What happens?
It doesn't sound as cool.
Or Jay and Sean get pissed to beat up on Juan.
Wait,
I'm not a violent person either.
Are people are actually like talking about this segment, or what's going on?
No.
Well, listen, Juan, if we can call this pissing all over Juan, that's okay.
There you go. That
we can call it jizzing on Juan's face.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's call it that. Pissing and jizzing
I think
all
that's
over
called
Juan.
a bukkake. What about a moment of bukkake?
A moment with people jizzing on Juan's facial expressions.
That makes so much sense since it's an audio podcast.
Well, I mean, we'll just record the video and then put it online.
You've been saying that since season 1.
It's
Let's
like
just start
Howard
the fucking
Stern.
segment.
They can still hear the.
Yeah. But before we get too far off track,
Jay, do you have a history of a phone 6 operator there? That sounded pretty good.
Juan, you're taking us off track. Oh, you're taking us off track, bro.
Yeah, that's because you guys always pick on me, so I don't want to do this shit because you're jackasses. So if I Jedi mind trick you fucks.
Hold on, let me do my impression of Juan getting jizzed on.
That's definitely got to go on the soundboard now.
Fucking Peter has to say as a guest star. Wow.
I mean, it was pretty funny, dude.
Fuck. Peter's only been on for this season for like 30 minutes a show and only gets respect, input, and credit on this fucking show. I've been on for 2 years and I still get treated like crap.
A
Fuck
2
you,
cent
Joe.
whore, Juan. You get treated like a 2 cent whore.
Don't use my sayings against me.
Look, on the show, you guys are a tripod, all right? I mean, but you're the wiggly leg. Everybody needs the wiggly leg, and that's you, Juan.
Everybody needs a wiggly leg for that sugar package.
What? The fuck?
Okay, well, Juan. Well, Peter, please, will you please begin to berate Ron before he takes us even further off course?
My pleasure. All I could say, Juan, is, for 4 years, we're building that wall, and everybody said it was racist. It's not a racist wall. It's a wall of security. It does not represent racism whatsoever. That wall keeps all the bad people out. And no, immigrants are not bad people. I'm talking about cartel people, people that smuggle over children, young children who don't know any better and think that they're, making it to the promised land. And, this wall may not be 100% effective, but neither is your door locks or the fence that's behind your home.
Or condoms.
This almost definitely only 97% effective. So this wall was a good idea during the time that they were building it.
Okay, couple of things. Thing number 1, educate me. Is this wall still being built? Or did he leave presidency and the construction stopped? Or did it stop during his presidency because he only got approval for a certain amount of money?
Well, from what I know, because I don't Google everything, which I should, they stopped and then they started up again, took a lot of credit for it. And then everyone's like, wait, we don't want this wall. And then they stopped talking about it. So it's like, who should I believe? And I'm not a Fox News supporter, and I'm not a CNN supporter, because to believe any mainstream news outlet is just foolish, regardless of which side. So, from my personal opinion, from what I hear, I guess the answer would be they stopped after his presidency, restarted it even when he was gone, and then they stopped again, possibly. Or maybe they're even continuing it, and we don't know.
Question number 2, before I lose my shit. Wasn't there a wall or a fence already in place?
Well, since I frequented Tijuana a lot, there was a lot of gaps. And the funny thing is, I guess they patched a bunch of those gaps. My thing is, if you're going to do a wall, and this is going to be an anti-Trump comment, but if you're going to do a wall, do it a little bit different. Don't try to make it the same with the crappy metal that they used. And, that kind of metal where you can... It was funny because I watched a YouTube where this guy was scaling the wall with one of those chain ladders so that other people can go after he climbed the top.
A rope ladder, right?
Yeah, it was a rope ladder, but it was made out of chain. It was very creative. I mean, it looked like something you welded in your backyard. But again, they totally could have done something where it would have been something that you cannot really climb, or like monkey climb. I don't know how to explain that type of climbing, but I would assume monkey climb.
Okay, so going to your comment of keeping the bad hombres out, and by the bad hombres we mean cartel. One of the most known cartel leaders in Mexico, didn't that motherfucker get drugs and other paraphernalia to the U.S. through fucking tunnels that aren't blocked by any wall, plane, or gunmen? How is the fucking expensive ass wall going to prevent shit like that? Now I get it. Wall will add security and shit like that. Completely get it, and I agree that it's not racism. I think yes, it's a security measure, but the way he delivered it, saying keeping the bad hombres, that Mexico's full of bad hombres, I say fuck him with a baseball bat sideways on that one, because like any other country, the motherland has bad people and good people. But I think wall or no wall, fucking drone planes or no drone planes, security, border patrol or no border patrol, there's going to be a way that cartel leaders and child traffickers are going to get the shit onto the other side. I mean, that's why there's the term coyote, because they find ways to do it.
What's funny is that it sounds like you're making an argument for anti-gun control, but that's for another day.
And anti-gun control?
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter. Bad people are going to do what they got to do, right?
Kill people, people kill people.
Yeah, no, but
dangerous minorities with guns kill people. Thank you very much, Family Guy.
No, but it definitely makes sense. Christ. No, I totally agree with you. There's tunnels and all that stuff, but you got to.
So the wall is not gonna really stop anything.
But that's not what he's asking you. What he's asking you is,
here's
does the wall stand for racism? Does the wall stand for?
No, I don't think it stands for racism.
But you just
I don't think it stands for racism.
You described it.
It became it became a poster symbol of racism when he said it was going to keep the bad hombres out. If you rewind the fucking audio,
are you quoting him, or
hear
you
me
just
say that?
Are you quoting?
No, I'm quoting me.
Yes. But what? So then, what did former President Trump say? Did he say it was going to keep the bad hombres out? Is that what he said?
Yes, he did say that. Yeah, he did say that. And Peter, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not say that?
So the correction is, he said, people coming from south of the border are rapists, thieves, and they only send their worst. Right? That's exactly what he said. But if you watch the whole 2-hour video, he's actually talking about a particular gang. I'm not going to mention their name. We're giving them clout on this podcast. But that's who he was talking about, and everybody took it as, all Mexicans or all people south of the border are dirty thieves or whatever. And, that's what started the Trump is a racist situation. But going back to the whole wall discussion, when you build a wall, I mean, you have to go project by project. I don't think that when you build your house, you start working on the doorknobs when you're originally working on the roof. So, yes, everybody knows about the tunnels. I don't think if you do think that Trump is dumb or whatever, he would probably know about the tunnels as well. So again, project by project, but again, nobody has, nobody was backing him up on the Democrat side, so it's hard to kind of cut a deal. You
don't think the tax dollars could have been spent in a different manner other than building walls, maybe sprucing up or beefing up the border patrol?
No. Well, that would be really cool because I'm pro. I'm pro police, pro military. But if I really wanted to get into it and fix our immigration problem, is fix the damn computer system, fix the way that we bring people over. I think everybody deserves a chance to come over. And like a lot of people think, oh, dude, you've never been through it, you don't understand. And it's like, no, I don't want to see a little kid get killed on their journey over here because they are desperate for a living. I want them to come over here knowing that when they do come over here, they have school, they have jobs, they have food. I mean, sometimes they come over here, they don't have family, and they're getting screwed out of everything. I'd rather have them stay put for a while until we get them what they need, So I think that money could have done that instead, but that sounds a little too bipartisan. So nobody would like that idea.
I think in this case, we both agree the wall may not be a sign of racism, but the money could have been spent in a better manner.
You don't think the investing? Go ahead, Jay.
I believe the wall is a sign of racism.
Thank you, Jay.
I mean, it's so
only
it's
a racist would think that.
Well, it's hard not to spin that idea that the wall is racist. In this woke culture, like they take things out of context. Of course, the wall is racist. And
if you put it in that context, it's fucking racist. But then in that case, fucking checking for passports and your legal right to travel is discriminatory.
It is.
Yeah. And so is voter ID. That's racist.
Fucking real ID. Fuck that.
Yeah,
that was hard to get, by the way. And I'm an American citizen with all my damn papers. That was the tough one.
Everybody made it seem hard, but I just showed up with all the fucking papers and they go, okay. And I'm like, I thought I had to give like my firstborn and shit like that. But anyways.
Not to get too far off topic, but so yes.
I'm curious about this. DACA, what's your thought on that?
What?
The Dreamers Act, where kids who of illegal immigrants are able to go to college.
Just took a left turn.
No, it's not a left turn. It's part of it. The fact is, it kind of goes hand in hand with the wall because he pushed for the fucking wall to get built. It got misconstrued as a symbol of racism because of the way he said it instead of a security measure. And then right after that, he eliminates fucking DACA. And then he also has the kids separated from people at the border.
That was Obama. Started with Obama.
Allegedly.
No, it's true.
So Juan, you want to continue spouting ignorance or what do you want to do?
It's not ignorance. Did he not stop DACA? Did it not Did he not want to stop it? Did they not
it sounds like what Peter is saying is that Obama stabbed it in the heart, but he came and shot it in the head to put it out of its misery.
No. Fuck you. Obama never touched DACA.
Yeah, no, he
may have started putting people into fucking cages, but fucking Trump did the wall, did DACA, and made the cages mainstream.
Wait, hold on. Just to be clear, so we know what Juan's saying, Obama started the cages. Trump
Allegedly.
continued them. And then DACA was going on during the Trump era, and then he canceled it. Am I correct? I mean, from what you're trying to say.
Yes. Which all adds into one big, hey, he's not racist, but it's kind of hard not to say that he's not racist.
Well, from what I remember, when he was trying to cancel DACA, or when he was trying to cancel it, he was going to replace it with something like pretty much like the Medicare thing.
Allegedly.
Well, what happens is whenever he tried to cancel anything, everybody would try to block his ass. So how can you get anything done?
Well, here's the thing. If he's going to cancel something or put something up or propose something, shouldn't he say, hey, motherfuckers, I am canceling Obamacare, but look, I have Trump care, this shiny new piece of turd that's 10 times better than Obamacare. Or, you know what? I am canceling DACA and I'm bringing in dreams are a reality. I'm making up a name and this is how it works. No, he decides he's going to cancel the shit and say people, hey, I have a plan, but you guys will never know that plan because you guys stopped me.
Well, I mean,
what was his reasoning for canceling it?
I can't remember. It was fucked up because I actually knew people that were under the Dreamers Act and they were scared shitless that they were going to have to go to a country that they've never been to all their adult life or the majority of their childhood because they were brought over or they were.
Well, DACA didn't automatically deport people. DACA was like a thing that allowed illegal immigrants' children who are also legal immigrants to go to college. And if you've been to college in the United States, if you are a non-resident, you pay this hefty ass price. Even when I went to Cal State LA, if I were even a Minnesota resident or some out-of-state resident, it was pretty much exponential. And then if you're an international student, it was exponential on top of exponential. So it was just even crazier. So imagine you went to UCLA, which costs way more than a Cal State. They were going to get raped with international tuition fees. And how do you escape from that? You cannot bankrupt yourself or go into bankruptcy court for tuition for student loans. There you go. Thank you. Student loans. So that scared a lot of people.
So with all this, and I am 100% stupid when it comes to all of this stuff. So both of you seem to agree that the wall was not racist. However, Jay disagrees.
I don't think it was racist, but I think the way it was presented.
Okay. So let me ask before we had taken that left into DACA. But let me ask. Hold on. How can you say that it is not racist when it literally is stated to put a barrier between everyone south of the border who is not A, already in the United States, and B, clearly of some Hispanic descent? So like
fuck you, because this is assuming that everybody crossing the fucking border illegally is a fucking Hispanic descent. That is a misconception. Do you know how many fucking people come over to Mexico or another south of the border fucking country to try to cross illegally? So fuck you very much for saying that it's Hispanics. So 1, 2, the walls were already there. It is something that had been started before his presidency. He was just spending tax dollars and adding more to the fucking wall or changing out the wall. Now, here's the thing. It is not a fucking magical wall that has a force field that says, oh, you're of Hispanic descent, you don't get to come in. Hey, but you're a German descent. My force field's down, jump on over the fucking wall. It is keeping everybody that is not a U.S. citizen out. However,
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah,
it's a security. It's a security measure. But to call it fucking racist or discriminatory, I think that's dumb. The only reason it gets called that is because of how he presented it. The way he said the bad hombres, keeping.
Did he say bad hombres?
Yes, he may have. Yes, he did. And one of his fucking things, he said, fucking Mexico's full of bad hombres.
And you don't see that as kind of racist?
Yeah, that is racist. I am saying the shit he said is fucking racist. So the wall is not.
The wall in and of itself cannot be racist. Like, it cannot have a force field. However, the tax explanation I got said it would have a force field. So
the wall by extension of Donald Trump is racist then.
Yeah.
If you put it that way, yes.
Does that make me a racist?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is what I stand by. Just because people are a Trump supporter doesn't make them racist.
Thank you. Juan, I thank you for that. Thank you.
No problem. Just because people are Democrats doesn't mean we're going to take everybody's guns away. It doesn't mean that we're going to hug trees. It doesn't mean that we're going to let everybody into the country. People still have their own beliefs aside from political views, and they may not align 100% with their political party, but they have similarities with or beliefs that do align with it. But again, it doesn't mean they're racist. It doesn't mean that they're tree huggers. It doesn't mean that they're crazy liberals. I just want to make that clear. What? So with that being said, anything associated with Trump doesn't automatically make it a racist. Now, my personal belief is
Wait, so does that mean that you like Trump now?
No, I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him. So anyways, with that being said.
Yeah. With that being said, Juan, I want you to keep that heat as we go into the gauntlet, man, because clearly we got you very riled up over a wall, a magical wall with force fields that's able to determine races and whether.
Yeah, but you don't realize that if I roll doubles, I get to pass through that wall just like nothing.
Well, if you roll doubles 3 times, you go straight to jail.
That's also true.
Fuck.
You shouldn't cheat, asshole. Oh, man, God. Peter, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for another week of entertainment. It's always fun to see Juan get his feathers riled.
Thank you for having me, as usual.
The funny thing is I got more riled over the comments that you two knuckleheads said, aside from Peter's comment, because I side with the fact that it's not, yeah,
you're not doing the segment right. That's
well,
the
no,
problem.
you picked a topic that
it's Peter versus Juan, and you go, yeah, I agree, Peter.
Yeah, every single time. Yeah, here, give me some more.
Are you guys fucking done? Are you guys done?
It's not that part of the show yet. It's not that part of the show.
Eat shit, man.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Before we get further off track, Peter, thank you. Juan, I'll see you in the gauntlet, my friend.
All right.
And that was Does Not Compute with Haters and Jizz.
All right. For those keeping up, Juan actually had a surprise comeback last episode.
With the nanny motherfuckers.
Yeah, you got lucky. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Jay is holding back a little bit because he wants the come from behind victory.
Come from behind. The fact is, out of all 3 of us, Jay is the one that has the most pop culture knowledge. You have the most tech knowledge, and I have the most useless knowledge.
Yeah. So Juan, you have 17 points. Jay has 18 points, and I am still in the lead with 26 points. But I feel like he's gonna wait until we get to like the last episode.
The fact that the motherfucker is sitting there and looking smug as shit.
How am I looking smug? I'm not.
Look, you can't even fuck you.
All right. So Juan, again, with the lowest amount of points, that means that you get to go first. So
what are my options?
7 through 58. Now I don't know anymore. I thought I had
7.
All right. Track number 7 for how many seconds, Juan?
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Here it is.
What condo? Homeboy and a homemade bar.
I know this.
I think I know this one too.
Yeah, I know this.
5 seconds.
All right. Well, this is going to give it away.
It probably is.
Yeah. 5 seconds. Here it is.
Cardboard condo. Homeboy and a homemade bungalow. In the middle of the end.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know what this is.
I don't know what it is. Living Color.
Oh God, it's not even close.
No, it's not. It's not even close. No. Everybody hates Chris.
I disagree.
I disagree.
What is it?
I disagree.
What is it? Just tell me.
I believe it's Homeboys in Outer Space.
Oh no,
That's not even a show.
No.
That's not even a show.
That is a show, but this is the PJs. This is the claymation show, the PJs.
No, it is not the PJs.
Are you guys ready for the answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is the PJs.
Fuck you.
Have you never seen it was
It was Eddie Murphy. It was Eddie Murphy. He was a super. Yeah, I fucking love that show when I was a kid.
There's a show called Homeboys in Outer Space. It was on UPN. It had Flex Washington and some other dude who I can't remember.
Just move on to the next person.
But wait. That means I steal your point. Hold on.
Yeah, you get 1 point.
I'll take it. Fuck you, bro.
That's 24 points.
What was that?
24 points.
No, at this point I have 27 points.
I thought you had 23. When did you go up?
When I gave the scores at the beginning of the show, I had 26 points.
Okay,
anyway,
just go. Just fucking go, man.
Anyway, Jay, that means that it's on you now. So let me ask you, what track would you like? You have 9 through 60. No, sorry, 9 through
I'll do
58.
I'll do 9.
9.
For 1
Here
second.
It is. 1 second, 9. Ready? Here it is. I don't know that. You want to listen again or you want to extend the length?
We'll do 3 seconds.
All right. Track number 9 for 3 seconds. Here it is. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's the Golden Girls.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
Yeah, I also agree. But in case it's not, hold on. Here's the answer. It's the Golden Girls. So, Jay, that means you get 4 points, right? 4 points?
3 points. 3 points.
Oh, shit, you're right.
3 points, motherfucker.
All right, so that puts you up to 21 points. All right, and now it's my turn. So, Juan, that means in show tradition, you get to choose my track. So, please, sir, you tell me which one I get to choose from.
8.
Well, here's the guy who's not paying attention. We have 10 through 58.
10.
Okay, here we are. And I'm going to go 1 second. All right, 10 for 1 second. And
you already
here
stole my point.
we go. I think I'm going to have to go 3 seconds.
Was that?
I don't know, but I think I'm going to have to go 3 seconds on it because I have no clue what that is.
Jay, do you know it already?
No.
Okay.
Why would he tell you? Why would he tell you? Yeah, I'm going to go 3 seconds. I'm going to go 3 seconds. 3 seconds, track number 10. Oh, okay.
Oh, motherfucker!
If that is not Three's Company, then I don't know what it is.
I agree.
All right, look at me. I got 3 points. Very happy for myself today. Alrighty. And Juan, the answer is Three's Company. Juan, you have low man on totem pole again.
Me.
Sorry, what?
Me.
My turn. I have no idea what the hell you're saying. So what?
It's my turn. Go.
I know. What track do you want?
11.
Thank you for your creativity. Track number 11 for 1 second. Here it is.
Okay, and no, fuck you. 11.
Yeah, for 1 second. For 1 second. Here it is. Oh, I know this one.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Are you too busy cheating?
No. Go. Play it again.
Right. Too busy cheating. Here it is. 1 second. Track
No. I just got a scary notification on my phone, and I'm like, I didn't request a notification.
All right. Here's track number 11 again for 1 second.
Fuck if I know. Heathcliff.
Have you ever heard Heathcliff?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Alf.
What?
Alf.
It's not Alf, but I disagree with you.
I disagree as well.
What is it then, fuckers?
I believe that this is the Punky Brewster intro.
Fuck you. Of course you would.
No.
No. That's not what it is. But I said my answer. I'll let. I had it in my head. No. I know what it is. Can I take back my answer? Can I?
Go ahead.
Can I say that
cheater.
as Cheers? Can I say that as Cheers? It's Cheers.
No.
Did we do Cheers already? I don't know. But Jay, what do you think it is?
I don't think so. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, it might be Cheers.
All right. Well,
I'll say Cheers.
All right. Let's find out. All right. The answer is The New Girl. I've never heard this song. You know what? What are you doing, Juan? Are you playing music over there?
No.
What a cheater.
Fucking cheater, dude.
But
Can you
here's
play
the
the?
five.
Can you play the?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the 5
Yeah.
second clip.
I don't know what new girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've not-
Okay.
Yeah, I've never watched the New Girl.
I've never seen the episode of New Girl. either.
Who is in the new girl?
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
Damon Wayans Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of the other guy who replaced him.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson. He's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's Peter B. Parker.
Peter, yeah. All right. Damn it, man. That was a good call. I can't believe I missed. Well, that one I did. I had no clue. But Juan.
No, you fucking cheated somehow, man.
How did I
Like
cheat?
you always do. No, you cheated. Well, give us the scores again, please.
You have 17 points still, Juan. So you did not gain any
And Jay
points.
has how many?
He has 21.
Wait, which one did he gain?
I got
What do
the
you mean?
Golden Girls.
He got the Golden Girls. Yeah.
Oh, the one that you fed him. The one that you probably told him before the fucking show. Hey, pick this number. It's Golden Girls. I know how you fuckers are.
Yeah, I'm not the one listening to music on my phone as we're going through the gauntlet right now. So, with that said, Juan, Jay has 21 points, and I gained 4 points this gauntlet by stealing one of your points and then getting one at 3 seconds. So that puts me up to 30 points. I'm winning, and I feel like I can't be stopped now.
This is episode 6, so we have 4 more episodes? Or 3 more episodes, technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I can't be stopped. And if you...
Oh,
here's
the
thing,
mighty
Juan.
will fall. The mighty will fall. I will not be the one taking you down, but my broham, J. Cole, will be the one unleashing the fucking pop culture gauntlet on you.
Okay. I can see...
Because you are a filthy cheater.
I can see you cheating in the camera. But anyway, Juan, are you done? I mean, you've got ridiculed by you.
Quite
Lost.
possibly. Yeah, no, yeah, fuck you. I'm done. Yeah, let's go. I want to go.
Well, thank you.
Sorry,
I'm glad
11
you're
o'clock.
done, Juan.
go.
I'm glad you're fucking
Let's go.
done.
Let's go. Do it.
Do what,
Hurry.
Juan?
Your piece.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're done.
I'm done.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Do you think corporal punishment belongs in the home? And do you follow all of these societal unspoken rules? Tell us. We want to hear about it. Juan, do your thing.
I am done. Thank you. Hey folks, thanks for screw you, Shaw. Hey folks, thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. That helps us get boosted with the almighty algorithm. You could also find us on our social media. We have the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter. Our handle is at INCYC Show. Again, that handle is at INCYC Show. You can email us some of your suggestions or comments at INCYCShow@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail in the link in the show notes. Or if you don't read the show notes like the rest of us, you could go ahead and go to www.anchor.fm/INCYC Show. Also, we have merch. In partnership with LindaMyra.com, get your very own I'm Not Crying, You're Crying shirt. Just follow the link again in the show notes. And if you're not digging our one and only shirt that we have as merch, they have other cool things. I think I mentioned it last time. They just released their Halloween Christmas line. It's a combination, the best of both worlds, into one thing. And they have they had a cool contest going on. I think it may have ended, but forget the contest. Just go and buy stuff from them. Support small businesses and support women-owned businesses. Peace.
Thank you, Juan. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. See you next week.
Good night.
Good night. Good day. Good afternoon.
Good night, everybody.
Good after.
Yeah,
Whenever you listen to this.
Good morning. Good late morning.